Explore Maui, offering a unique land and soul-based experience of Hawaii, focusing on natural wonders, ancestral knowledge, and the spirit of aloha. Enhance your understanding of the islands and its culture through our holistic educational approach. For a deeper dive into Hawaii's inner journey, check out our Hawaii Immersion course. Click the link below to buy the course and immerse yourself in the enchanting world of Hawaii. This comprehensive program will dive into Hawaiian language basics called Olelo Hawaii, history, mythology, and family-centered education content linked to place-based learning. With over 31 lessons available for self-paced learning, you'll also have access to 4 live weekly sessions aimed at initiating your Hawaiian language journey. Click the link below to start your Hawaii Immersion course. Aloha, welcome to Explore Maui podcast. This episode, we're going to cover 6 questions in preparation for my new course that will be coming out. We're going to be covering all things Hawaii from my perspective, from Kahiko to Kahiko Ole, so from primordial past to the eternal present. It's going to be a course of equipping, so ho'olako Hawaii, and of course, in Sam-like fashion, we're going to be talking about Hawaii, the ha, the blowing out, the deconstruction, the nirvana, the being born again, the desire, hatred, ignorance, leaving the self, and rebirth. Next, with the vibe, we're talking about how to charge up our bodies, the electrical charge of Hawaii, the vibe, the water, the plasma in the body, and how that resonates throughout our consciousness, really. And finally, the E, the vibration, the fire energy, the Hermetic Laws, the mind, body, spirit coming together. So get ready for a course coming out in Kahiko and Kahiko Ole. So without further ado, we're going to go over these 6 questions that have been prepping me up for this series, this lecture, this course, and I'm excited for it to be launched out. So what is the significance of Olelo Hawaii in Hawaiian spirituality and culture? When we think about spirituality and culture in place-based learning, we learn that sound vibrates and resonates. And we have our human sense-based organs that resonate our identity within this space. But from the source, from God, the universe, there are certain vibrations and patterns built within the context of Aina or within the environment that has been there and intentionally put for our progression of human consciousness to become conscious with the world around us. The significance of Hawaiian language and vibrating with your place and your spaces comes into a deeper intimacy with source. It comes from a deeper intimacy with knowing yourself, and it comes with a deeper intimacy of getting to connect with those who are placed in those spaces for time, a purpose, and meaning. How do Hermetic laws relate to Hawaiian spiritual belief and practices? When we talk about meaning, we talk about intention, and intentions are in the heart and mind of agents. So the agent here, whether you call it the source, the universe, God, there's these universal laws that has been instilled code and these genes of thinking to be able to help us to come into aloha, to presence, and to breath. This aloha of unconditional love is the universal principle which all principles come and unfold into. When we think about universal laws and place-based, we think about the expression in its multifaceted ways. When we look at in the environment, it expressing its vibration, its frequency in the form of love, creates this nurturing environment. It creates the feminine aspect of creativity of the womb space for the masculine to come and create. When we say masculine and feminine, these laws aren't biased to a biological formation, but they really transcend what our human understanding is. It's the weaving of principles of masculinity and femininity, and it's coming into these practices. We get to learn how these things weave in together from a universal transpersonal point of view. Can you explain the role of archetypes in Hawaiian spirituality and how they connect with modern life? Carl Jung has excellent work done on archetypes, and how we explain archetypes is just a sense of universal patterns and programs throughout history that we recognize as humans. So there's patterns and nuances throughout all indigenous cultures, throughout different places and times. And this is the gathering of all of these archetypes. Usually these archetypes represent ways and modes and ethical ways of being that is fitted towards that space and that time. Archetypes fit into Hawaii as a way to connect with environment. One of the ways Hawaii has been placed in this unique position in the world is one of sustainability. Sustainability, all of our archetypes have to do with interrelationships of sustainability of the natural environment. From Mauna to Makai, from the top of the mountain to the ocean, sustainability is the name of the game for the archetypes of Hawaii. And not only that, archetypes in Hawaii also emphasize the deep sense of emotion. And this feeling is the reading of vibration. When we talk about emotion, we're reading the levels of vibration something or someone is emitting. And this is the type of language we have here in Hawaii. It's not necessarily a literal type language, but more of this vibrational, emotional type lesson. You'll hear this word. It's not a word, it's a feeling. And the feeling here is levels of consciousness, reading it through our sense-based perceptions, through our organs, through our third eye, you could call it. But this all has to do with understanding and recognizing patterns throughout history. And what better way to do it in Hawaii, because it's a transcendental place, meaning that it's beyond human understanding. We can actually start to feel and sense the different elements. And that's part of Joseph Campbell's work of the personified natural elements becoming archetypes in which societies are built on for integration, connection, inspiration, and aspirations. What is the historical progression of Hawaii's spirituality from ancient times to present day? The historical progression really goes from the archaic to the transcendent. The archaic consciousness really being one of fight, flight, and freeze. It's also the primordial past, not necessarily of survival, but of things differentiating from the undifferentiated glob. You can call it the soup of the primordial soup. Maybe it's just the unconscious dream, whatever it is, it's the undifferentiation of life. So it goes from this archaic type to the magical. And it's magical because something is created from nothing. It's hard to explain, and I heard this before. I can't explain it because I wasn't there, and that what gives the sense of magic. So this magic really comes from superstition. It comes from he say, she say things, and it comes from this idea of almost mystical wonder and awe. And from this, we can extract that and throughout time see the different mystical, magical powers in history throughout different features of land masses, throughout different courageous legends and heroes that we have, which forms within the psyche. And that's the second part of the progression of the magical. How do Hawaiians view the concept of vibration, energy, mana in relation to spirituality? If energy is matter at the speed of light, that means everything is mana. Mana is the equivalent to energy in Hawaiian thought. Mana really is the voltage, the energy, the thing that makes life happen. When we think about vibration and energy, it's energy and movement. The type of movement we have all comes and stems from this source. And the source here, whether you call it the universe, God, in the Kumulipo, it's the mana, the life force that carries differentiation and natural elements coming into fruition to be able to represent certain symbols, certain ideas and concepts that connect and unify back into oneness. So here the concepts of vibration and energy and in relation to a spiritual view comes from this idea of everything is mental. And we all have these mental states, these states of consciousness that come from the low tier conscious states to the higher tier conscious states, which we covered from the archaic to the transcendent. And here we have this saying that in Hawaii, everything is a feeling. And I think of it not necessarily as a body tissue and body organ feeling with our natural senses, but the feeling here is emotions. And we talk about the different tiers of emotions from guilt, shame, fear, courage, will, power, all the way to unconditional love. These states of emotions really reflect the vibration or the rhythm of an individual and the intimacy and connection he has with his outside world. So as a man thinks he is, so he is. And that starts with everything is mental. It's a concept found throughout all religious, spiritual teachings of the world. And the nuance here comes from the Hawaii idea of interconnection with environment. That one, aloha aina, the love, that vibration of unconditional love starts from the top down, from the cosmos into the lepo, the deepest of the ocean. But this is just a metaphor for the self. As we go over through the Hawaii archetypes from Ku, Kane, Kanaloa, and Lono, we learned that these are all different states of consciousness that we go throughout our lifetime to come to this understanding of unconditional love. So here, vibration and energy really comes from a spectrum, a fluctuation, a variance of emotions and emotional states that reach us to this higher capacity for unconditional love, for aloha. Here we learn that aloha is that presence, the divine presence, face to face of the divine, the ha. The ha here is the reborn again, that when we ha, we exhale the breath, similar to the idea of nirvana. Ha here has this idea of deconstruction so that the reemergence can come into fruition as we manifest the present tense, eternal now forces that continue to shape our human consciousness and lead us into a greater good, a greater progression of our understanding of ourselves, others, and the cosmos. As we wrap up our journey through Explore Maui, we hope you've experienced the true essence of Ohana and the island's spirit. This podcast has offered a unique perspective on Maui, focusing on both its natural wonders and timeless wisdom of aloha. Whether you're a homeschool family seeking real-world experience, a visitor looking to enrich your trip, or a long-time resident seeking fresh inspiration, Explore Maui has your go-to resource. Before we part ways, we have exciting news. Are you eager to dive deeper into the heart of Hawaii? Our upcoming Hawaii Immersion online course and webinars offer a unique opportunity to explore the profound depths of the Pacific Gem. Click the link below to discover about Hawaii's language, culture, and cosmic traditions as you've never seen them before.